Prepare yourself
for a talk radio experience like no other.
Strap yourselves in and hold on.
He stands for truth. He stands for justice. He stands for what's right. This is the Alex Jones Show. Call Alex now, toll free, at 877-590-5525. Now live from Austin, Texas, here's Alex Jones.
Another live broadcast. And I have such an important job to do. How do I reach out to the people? How do I document for them that I'm right, that I have the evidence, I have the facts, I understand the globalist agenda? There is a world government. It is run by eugenicists. They want to bring in a world tyranny and then forcibly exterminate at least 80% of the world population. How do I get the people that are lackadaisical, punch drunk on entertainment and alcohol to wake up and realize their amazing peril before this system that will dwarf Hitler and Stalin and Mao Zedong is able to come into its own and carry out its operations? Well, I'm going to do it with the facts. This is a very important radio show today. It is Sunday, the 24th day of May, 2009. We'll be here live for the next 2 hours. We will have open phones as well. The toll-free number to join us is 877-590-5525. The day before Memorial Day tomorrow, we are live. Let me just read to you the headlines I have in front of you, then I'll get into the vital news. I was just talking about eugenics. Here is the Times of London today. Billionaire club in bid to curb overpopulation met in secret meeting. We've been telling you about these secret meetings for many years. It's never been in the news. Now it is. But this is a secret meeting that I exposed in Endgame that was nowhere else. No, not Bilderberg Group. This is the group above that, or the inner coterie, the inner steering committee for eugenics. ABC News reported in the middle of last week that there was a secret meeting that was held during Bilderberg in New York City at David Rockefeller's palatial operations center. And they admit right here in the Times of London, ladies and gentlemen, but put their spin on it, that what they're meeting about, all they think about and all they prepare for is eugenics. That is coming up. Also, I thought I'd integrate just 2 articles I saw today. There are literally hundreds of these I see a week. These are just 2 peer-reviewed government studies that you'll see in the news, and then when I talk about it, the news will say, oh, that's just a conspiracy theorist. I heard local news this morning saying, it's the law in Austin, you've got to take all these vaccines, and it's the law that kids at school now have to take flu shots. There is no law. The state health department said it's their list of recommended to go to school, but then the school lies and says it's the law. Go verify that for yourself. And once you find out they're lying to you, that's just the beginning of the rabbit hole. That's the opening, and I'll assure you, you're not going to find Bugs Bunny or Alice down that hole. You're going to find eugenics. You're going to find death. Now, here is the Mayo Clinic, ladies and gentlemen. The Mayo Clinic, it's in Science Daily. It's in peer-reviewed journals. Children who get flu vaccine have 3 times the risk of hospitalization for flu. Mayo Clinic 6-year peer-reviewed double-blind study is conclusive. Now, I keep telling you, the flu outbreaks are from the shots. I looked up the latest numbers. For 7 years straight, they haven't gotten the right flu. They always try to guess the mutation a year before and make a flu shot for it. They claim 8 years ago they got it right, if you even believe that. The point is, you can pull up the hundreds of government studies that you triple your chance of Alzheimer's after just 3 flu shots. A lot of you say, hey, I've already had 3, it's too late, might as well. That's why you got 25-year-olds getting Alzheimer's en masse. And then they make an industry out of that, and people wear ribbons and wonder why their 18-year-olds drooling in the corner. Hey, you can stop taking it. You can stop anytime you want. But you want facts? This is Mayo Clinic. I know they've got corporate doctors on the air that'll tell you all day there's no evidence. Well, that's funny. Thousands and thousands of studies. Mayo Clinic study. I'll get into that later. And then it dovetails with a Mayo Online story. Gender-bending fear over plastic drink bottles. And they've known this since day one. You know, there's hundreds and hundreds of different types of plastic they can manufacture that don't leach the estrogen mimicking chemicals that sterilize men, over 85% sperm reduction. Directly, they test the men's testicles that can't have children, and they find that they're just full of this estrogen, and it's the artificial type. And it's the same thing with women, totally screws them up. It's one of the main causes of breast cancer. That's why they tell older women, don't take estrogen replacement. It'll increase your breast cancer and other cancers. Well, you wonder why your girls, when they're 8 years old, are going into puberty now, when they used to go in when they were 14. It's because you're drinking that. And hey, you may want to die. Hey, go ahead, stick pink ribbons on you all day and give money when you go to the movie theater. They ask if you'll give money for breast cancer stuff. It's a big industry. They'll never find the cure because they know. They had hundreds and hundreds of plastics that don't leach this. But they chose and adopted in the 50s worldwide as the dominant plastic, the one combination that happens to cost more money. I've talked to the petroleum geologists and the big experts that run these big plants, the big chemists. The one type they chose was the one type that leaches this, the perfect way to deliver it, just like the sodium fluoride to the drinking water system. The perfect system. Of course, these are government studies here. You can go read them. Gender-bending fear over plastic drink bottles. Drink from plastic bottles can raise the body's level of controversial gender-bending chemicals. Why are they controversial? Because they argue, well, they're all right for you. Just like melamine in the baby's milk is good. I mean, sure, it kills them, but attacks all organs, but, you know. And sure, 90% of baby formula has it. And rocket fuel that also sterilizes them, 90% of it. And, yeah, over half the corn syrup, for no reason, because it's not involved in manufacturing, has massive levels of mercury. That's Washington Post. But so what? Just drink it. Don't listen to me. There's a game on later. You know, it's scary to admit all this is going on and eugenicists are running things. Don't even look up the word eugenics. Just don't believe Alex Jones. Don't care about your children. Just give them the flu shots. Just drink out of the plastic bottles. Don't breastfeed. Don't breastfeed. Give them that rocket fuel laced. Give them that, they also add for your baby's health, the other goodies like melamine, as I mentioned earlier, and fluoride to the baby formula. Don't give the mother's milk. It's a lie. It's a conspiracy that women have mammary gland breasts to feed babies. You know, pretty soon, a generation or two, they'll say, is it true that once women fed children from their breast? No. And if they hear you, they'll arrest you for re-education. Okay, I won't tell anyone. Good. Now take your Prozac. You know, this is the system, and I'm not joking. You're living in a dystopic system, but the globalists don't have total control yet. They're dominating society, but they don't have an iron grip yet. They're 10 years away from an absolute total control grid. So I'll get into that and how it ties into Times of London, billionaire club in bid to curb overpopulation. They didn't mention that last Wednesday in ABC News about secret meeting of the rich in New York with the Rockefellers. But I told people Wednesday on the show, I said they're having a eugenics meeting. You know why? Because I know every time these people meet, I'm the person that noticed this, and I'm not bragging. I'm the person that, with reverse engineering of government documents, noticed that every major philanthropic organization out there gives almost all of their money to eugenics organizations, and then by the time you hear about it on the news, piecemeal, it's, oh, they're helping Africans. They're helping children with inoculation programs. I'm going to tell you who was at the meeting. It's up on prisonplanet.com right now. So you better listen up and you better listen good. Then I'm going to get into the control grid today on the show. License plate surveillance grid used to track anti-war protesters. These are going in the U.S. and England, but the police are going to be exempt. Special license plate shield officials from traffic tickets and more. Orange County Register. We'll get into more of the control grid. The Pentagon says they're preparing to start attacking websites in the U.S. All this and a lot more. I'm Alex Jones, sworn to defend the Republic and the United States of America and our Bill of Rights and Constitution, sworn to defend liberty and the innocent. We shall return with the most important information you ever heard in your life.